Right now, your LinkedIn profile is either making money while you sleep or you're wasting hundreds, if not thousands, of potential opportunities. Because here's the truth every single day, you have potential clients going to your profile, taking one look and deciding if you're worth listening to. If you haven't optimized your profile, instead, they'll click away and go and buy from your competitors. And that's exactly why I'm showing you in this video how 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs are optimizing their LinkedIn profile to maximize revenue. If you don't know who I am, my name is Nigel Thomas. I built 2 multi-7-figure agencies, made over $3 million from LinkedIn. Now, before I show you what to change on your profile, first, I need to tell you about the LinkedIn customer journey. Now, this sounds really simple, but most people never consider what do their potential customers actually do? What is the journey that their potential customers take from A to Z? Because if we don't know that, how can we optimize to make sure we get more of those potential customers onto sales calls? And that's why most people's potential customers on LinkedIn click away because they don't think about every single step. So the 7-step LinkedIn customer journey. Number 1, they will see your content in their feed. Number 2, they'll look at your profile picture. Number 3, they'll read the preview of your bio. Number 4, once they clicked on your profile, they'll also obviously see the profile and the bio in more detail, but then they'll see your banner. Number 5, they'll look at your featured section. Number 6, they might read your about section. And number 7, they'll look at your experience and your recommendations. Now, they might not complete every single step, but we still need to make sure each one is optimized so we maximize the opportunities. You see, most people on LinkedIn, they just hope that their prospects are going to book in an inbound call. And let me tell you, most people won't. So we need to make sure we hook people in and we try and get them into our ecosystem as soon as possible, which is going to result to more sales calls. So how do we do that? So like I said, step 1 is obviously they see your content in their feeds. Now, I'm going to be honest, content is a whole nother topic. I'm going to make another video about that soon, but let's just assume, for the sake of being optimistic, you've got amazing content already. So step 2, which we're going to first, is your profile picture. Now, humans are very visual creatures, so if you have a smiling face, if you have a professional photo, it builds instant trust like nothing else. It's all happening subconsciously within milliseconds. Now, what I recommend is go and hire a professional. You know, a professional photo, depending on where you live, you can get it for as little as $50. And the return on investment of that, once you start booking sales calls and closing deals, is like nothing else. And if you invest in yourself, other people will start to invest in you. Now, a fantastic example is one of my friends, Nasheen. She's an incredible creator on LinkedIn. She helps people with public speaking. And she's got a professional photo with a smiling face. She's obviously got her branding, which is purple. She's got wonderful purple colored hair, and it goes with her background. But it just builds that instant authority and trust with the prospect to say, hey, I'm a likable person, go and click on my profile. Now, step number 3 is your bio. And in LinkedIn, in the feed, they will be able to see a preview of your bio. Now, most people waste this opportunity by just saying they're the CEO, they're the founder, or just something general. What you want to do here is you want to stimulate curiosity so people actually click onto your profile. So another one of my friends here, Matt Lachahev, he actually puts, which is quite comical, and I think it's a great example of how to be unique, click my mustache. Now, obviously, that's his profile picture, and if you click it, it's going to go into his profile because he knows if he gets more people to his profile, the chances of them converting into lead magnets and the other steps that I'm going to tell you in a second are much higher. It's just a numbers game. Now, obviously, once they click onto your profile, you might want to have a few other things on your bio. Great examples to build instant trust and authority are social proof. One of my clients here, Will Lawrenson, who works with D2C brands, he's got a podcast, and we figured out he's got one of the top 10 podcasts in the world for his industry with over 400,000 downloads. So I told him to include that within his title, and since doing that, he's getting a lot more people connecting with him, a lot more followers, followers, and a lot more people responding to his messages. Now, step 4, once they've obviously clicked on your profile, another thing that they'll be drawn instantly to their eyes is your banner. Now, this is another opportunity to gain or lose trust. So what you want to be including is authority, is social proof, and make sure you've got consistency of what it says in your bio, the colors in your profile picture, and make sure you've got congruency. This is what branding is, right? Here's an example of one of my clients, Matt. As you can see in his profile picture, he's got blue. In his featured section, he's got blue. It's very clear exactly what he does, and he's included social proof and trust, and he's a verified partner with some massive companies that his customers will definitely know about. Now, if you've still managed to maintain the interest of your prospect, the next part they'll be scrolling down to and seeing first is your featured section. And this is a hidden sales weapon because it's a chance to get them from LinkedIn into your ecosystem. And there's 2 main options that I recommend that we've tested across all of our clients that book the most sales calls. And I'm going to show you with an example of one of my clients, Osman, who runs a content agency. So in slot 1, include a lead magnet. For Osman, obviously he's got a 5-day course there. They click onto that. They have to put in their email. You can ask them to put in their phone number too. They instantly get access. And what this is doing is obviously he's nurturing them outside of the LinkedIn platform. So now he's got their email, he's got their phone number, and it's just more touch points, more ways to build trust. And this is for people who might not be quite ready to book in a sales call yet, but he's still building up those touch points and bringing them in to his ecosystem. And then secondly, more bottom of funnel, if they've seen him a few times and maybe they're just in a lot of pain, they want to work with him straight away, they've got the option to book the sales call, go directly into his calendar. And as you can see of Osman, you've got consistency and branding with his banner, with his profile picture. Everything's congruent and it's very easy to see exactly what it is. The visuals are good. It draws the attention of the prospect straight away. And before they know it, they're clicking in, they're signing up for his email, they're booking in a call, and he's got them into his ecosystem. Oh, and talking of lead magnets, if you want the new resource that I've been giving away from my profile, I just built a step-by-step roadmap of how to build an online business and scale it to 100K a month. I've tested this with over 800 businesses. It's generated over $41 million in terms of revenue. And all you have to do is click the link below this video, put in your email address, and I'll send it you for free. Now for step 6, if your prospect hasn't clicked on your featured section and they're still scrolling for more info, they're about to read your about section. And this is another opportunity to stand out from the crowd, share your story, and make sure that they remember you. And a great example is one of the OGs from LinkedIn. Shout out to Justin Welsh. As you can see in the first 2 lines of his profile, he includes a massive amount of authority with $1 billion valuation and raising over $300 million in venture capital. And then in 2019, he burned out, which essentially leaves his audience who are reading his page on a cliffhanger, and obviously they need to see more. And also, this is the story that a lot of the people that Justin works with also go through. So he's made his story about himself, of course, but it's the hero's journey that his audience can relate to. And as you go down, you read more about his about section. He obviously transitions through the hero's journey to what he found, what the lessons were that he had, and obviously the outcomes, the social proof, the amount of customers that he's helped, the amount of impressions that he's got on LinkedIn, where he's ranked. And then finally, once he's demonstrated he's an authority, then he links back to the solution that if obviously someone's reading it and they have resonated with his story, they want help, they're in pain, he's got a product, he's got a service to help his potential customer with. So start with a big number, transition to a cliffhanger from a part of your story, then resonate, go through the hero's journey, the ups and downs, and obviously what the big breakthrough was, include a ton of social proof, and then link back to your product and service and give your prospect a call to action of what they should do next. And what I recommend to do there is link to either the lead magnet in your featured section or to book in a call and speak to you. Now, if your prospect still wants more information, step 7 is the work experience and the recommendations section. And all you want to do here is just stack up as much experience as you've got. Even if you're only working somewhere for work experience for 1 month, put it in there. Put in where you went to college, where you went to university, all the different companies you intern for. You want to show people that you're a real human being and you've got experience for lots of different walks from life, but don't overload these work experiences with loads of information. I see some people giving essays. I'm going to be honest, no one really cares. Just put a little bit of information, keep it simple. The idea is to value stack as many different experiences as you can, and then the recommendation section. So what you want to do is you want to reach out to some of your current clients, some of your past clients. If you haven't got any testimonials, just reach out to some of your friends. And obviously, the bigger the profile of the individual leaving the recommendation, the more authority obviously they have, that people already know who they are, the better. As you can see in my profile here, I asked Erica, who's got a great reputation in the agency space, for a recommendation after we worked together. And actually, funnily enough, Benny, he just did a discovery call with me, and as a surprise, because I gave him a load of value, which you'll tend to find that if you give people value, he just gave me a recommendation, which was a really nice touch. It bulks up your social proof, and especially if you can get your ideal customers to share your stories, what you want is the prospects reading the recommendation section thinking, yes, that's exactly who I am, that's what I need, and that's the transformation that I'm looking for. Now, if you take action on everything I've just told you, you should have your LinkedIn profile optimized to maximize revenue. So after understanding the customer journey, you've got people who view your content, they see your profile picture, you're creating trust there, they're likable, you're going to go and get a professional to take it. Next step is they see a preview of your bio. You use curiosity to get them to click your profile, and then you include more authority to build trust. You've obviously then got the banner section, step 4, where you build more trust, more credibility, and make sure you can grow your branding with the colors. Step 5 is the featured section, the hidden sales weapon, to get them into your ecosystem with a free resource where they put in their email and phone number, or directly booking a call with you or your team. And step 6, you've got the about section where you're going to use more authority, more social proof. You're going to talk about your story, leave it on a cliffhanger, and then link it back to your product or service and give them an action of what to do next. Then step 7, your work experience, and obviously get some recommendations from current, past clients or friends. If you do all 7 of those things, you're going to be in the top 10% on LinkedIn, and you're going to be maximizing your potential revenue. Now, at this point, you've done the hard work. You've got the prospects to your profile. You are top of their mind. However, if they didn't subscribe to your lead magnet or booking a call with you, you're leaving a massive opportunity on the table. Why? Because these are warm prospects who raise their hand and could, with the right messaging, turn into high-paying customers. Now, if you have LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can see who's been viewing your profile. And if you're not connected yet, if they're a second or a third degree connection, you want to send them a connection request. But if you are connected, if they're a first degree connection, you must reach out, start a conversation, and try and get them on a call if you can help them. The problem is most people have no idea how to do this, and they end up burning the lead and the chance to ever work with that person. And that's exactly why in this video right here, I share my LinkedIn DM framework called Charm that I personally used to book over 375 calls in the last 4 months on LinkedIn. So if you want to turn your profile viewers into consistent, highly qualified sales calls, click the video and I'll see you there in just a second.